How does the BlackWing bench from Rep Fitness hold up after using it for almost 5 months? Here's my full review of my time with this bench. I'm going to get straight to the main point of this video here. Now, would I recommend this bench? Absolutely yes, but it may not be for everybody. Let's take a look now at my thoughts on the BlackWing bench from Rep Fitness. And as a side note, if you want more details about setup or adjusting this bench, I will link chapters in the video description if you want to jump to that part. Now, this footage will be later in the video. What do I not like about this bench from Rep Fitness? Honestly, there's not much to choose from if you know what you're getting into with this bench. To list a few negatives, I really feel like I'm nitpicking a bit here. Now, the main complaint I see for most people is it's just too heavy, weighing in at 131 pounds. Now, yes, it's heavy for most people, and I would recommend you lift it with your legs and not your back when you're moving it around. The weight honestly doesn't bother me at all since I bought this bench with this very expectation. Now, since this bench is big and heavy, you can't move it around the gym like most benches. So it's not like your typical one you can pick up and move. Again, it's not a true negative in my eyes since I expected this from the start. I just wanted to point out these couple of things just so you're aware. What about this bench makes it good? Number one on my list is its performance. Regardless of the exercise I do, it just performs great. This boils down to all of the good qualities of the BlackWing bench combining into a good to great experience. It's great for your typical press exercises, and it also works really well for leg exercises like a Bulgarian split squat, leg balance type movements, and things like that. It's definitely made my core lifts more enjoyable. Next for me would be quality. The build of the BlackWing bench just screams quality when you see it. From the knurled handle and adjusting knobs on the bench to the laser cut Rep logo and degree settings, everything on the bench just looks nice and feels very solid. The bench feels like a tank, but in a good way. It does a great job of making you feel safe during your lifts, which is the ultimate compliment in my eyes. And it's just very solid and has all the stability you would want in a bench. How durable is the bench? After 5 months of using it, I haven't noticed any wear or tear whatsoever. It's built pretty well, so I would imagine this bench would last you a long time. Now, most of my footage on the video today shows the bench actually in its regular state. I didn't take time to wipe it down to make it look pretty just for this video, so I was actually just done finishing a workout when I shot some more footage for this. So durability really shouldn't be an issue with this bench because of its quality. Zero gap is a feature that some people like and some don't. Before I purchased this bench, I was already interested in the concept of the zero gap feature. Now, does it involve an extra step or two for adjusting the bench? Yes, but it's not a big deal in my opinion. If you're interested in this bench, I would just make sure you're okay with this feature. If not, you might want to look at something else. The only complaint I've heard about this feature is the seat moves regardless if the knob is tightened. Maybe I'm doing something different, but I've never felt the seat move at all on me. It's very secure once I tighten the knob, which is what you're supposed to do with this bench. Now, also, I found it's nice where I can adjust the seat to whatever preference I have. If you're annoyed when benches leave gaps, that may bother you for some exercises. You might like the zero gap feature. Now, I wouldn't want this feature for all benches, but I think it works great with the BlackWing bench here. Since the bench is heavy and not as mobile as most benches out there, it's great that it has quality wheels and you can stand it up to save space. So far the wheels roll great for me with no issues. If you need to stand it up, you have to adjust the bench so that it's flat and lock the zero gap in place where there's no gap at all. Now, once you do this, lift the bench with your legs and it stands great and it's sturdy. Now, the bench isn't going to fall over, but I typically store it temporarily like this, so when I'm done for the day or workout, I'll lay it back down simply for safety. If you have kids or pets around, I suggest doing the same. Just because of how heavy it is sturdy, but you don't want to take a chance anybody just running into it or anything like that. So this really just depends on your home gym environment. Last for my list of pros is the bench pad itself. Now, most people will go with the regular pad option, but I selected the wide pad. Regardless of which one you choose, the pad is firm but comfortable, and I've had no slippage issues at all with it. Rep did a good job here updating the pad for the BlackWing bench in a good way. The reasons I chose the wide pad is simply I didn't have one. It allows for more stability on some lifts, and it gives me access to some exercises I couldn't do on my normal bench, like regular preacher curls with the easy curl bar. Now, wide pads are great for most things, but I still use my older bench for certain exercises. Overall, the pad is very comfortable, firm, and sturdy. After all this talk, who exactly is this bench for? Is it for the beginner who's just starting to strength train at their home gym? Probably not. Now, again, this bench isn't for everybody, so make sure you understand this is a highly specialized bench and high-end bench. My opinion is the BlackWing is for anybody serious about strength training who has at least a few years experience. You need to know your way around the gym or home gym and just be okay with a heavier and bulkier bench. If you're looking for a very good, sturdy, and high-performing bench that's going to last you a long time, you're probably the target customer here. If this matches your needs, I would highly recommend the BlackWing bench from Rambo Fitness for you. If it's in your budget, it comes in around $600, so just make sure. I know I've really enjoyed the last 5 months of working out with this bench, so again, I highly recommend it if it's for you. One thing I do want to note is I don't currently have the leg roller accessory option. Plan to get it, I just haven't yet, so I can't give my opinion on that at this moment. Thank you for supporting the channel. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and like it to help the algorithm. Now, the rest of the video here, I'm going to show you in detail how to adjust, move, and stand the BlackWing bench to save a little space. I hope it helps you. Talk to you soon. So let's look at the BlackWing bench from Rep here. So some of the key points of it, you have the handle here at the front to move it around, and also you can pick up, and I'll show you can stand this. You also have the zero gap option, which leaves zero gap in between the main part of the bench and the front part, the seat part. Now I'm going to show you how the angles look like on the bench as you move it. So first off, if you're, like we mentioned, if you're going to adjust any of these angles here, you see they're nicely and laser sketched here. It's pretty good quality right here. So you have from 0 degrees all the way to 85. You have a nice stainless steel handle here to pull this up. But before we pull this up, we need to go to the zero gap right here and just loosen it up, pull it out, and just slide it up. And just have it snap there. It leaves this gap right here. And from there, you could go over here and just adjust wherever you want to. So I'm going to pull up to 30 degrees, and you can even go further. If you wanted 45, go up to 45. So it's that easy. It has this ladder system here where it can't go on top of it. It stays within there. You can always pick up with the handle and move it that way, or just pick up at the top. So if I'm doing this, if I just wanted to set it like that, if I wanted to get the angle there, I could just scoot it there and adjust it from there. So if I want to change the angle again from here, I move the zero gap out, and I can come up here. Let's say we want to go back to 30, and then I could go up here. Now if you're going to adjust the angle down here, so if I want to raise it, you want to be careful not to scoot it too far back. I kind of had it just right there, almost messed that up, but you can do that. So depending if you want to go up higher on the angle, this is controlled down here. It's very nice because you can just simply, let me move this out just a tad. So if you want to go up, you pull up and it goes up like that. Now you do have to pull it out here to lower this angle to wherever you want to. And basically that's it. So it's a pretty good little system here. I pick up the stainless steel part when I go to move it down. Is typically when I use it. But it's well built. So since I have this gap here, I'll just pull it out, go up, and lock it in place. And that's pretty much how that system works. Let's say I want to pick it up. If you need to pick it up and move it, you can obviously go down here. You have the handles. And I would recommend 1 or 2 hands. Use your legs. Do not pick up with your back. This bench weighs 131 pounds. So I recommend picking up with your hands. And you see it moves pretty well. So if I wanted to put this in position for an incline bench, I could just do something like that, lower it, and I'm ready to go. So it just works well overall from what we have here. Say I want to just get it out of the way, pick it up. I'm going to show you what you need to do there. If you do want to stand it up, it needs to be completely flat. So I'm going to pull it out here just a little bit. And I tell you what, I'll turn it so you can see what I'm doing. And from there, I'm just gonna loosen up this seat again real quick. Just kind of get it out. And I'm gonna go back to the 0%, which is kind of the main part. I do have to lower the seat angle here. For that, you have this option here. And then I can just glide it in place. Because if you don't do that, it's going to shift around and you could pinch your hand and other things like that. So let's say I want to put this out of the way. Just pick up and lift. So like I said, it's a very heavy bench. It's 131 pounds. You can see right here it's pretty sturdy. It really is. I mean, it's not going anywhere. I typically leave it laying down. I only stand it up if I need room in the gym, just to give you a better option of what it looks like. So you stand it up here, you have the rep pad here, and you can see it's really well built. So it's what you have with the main setup there for that bench.